In the middle of the room where everyone can see when I go for a pee and a poo. My friends and family might call me odd and strange, but I love my open plan toilet, and that'll never change. I get a sweet release for all to see. It's my open plan toilet. I'm as free as can be. Watch me shit and strain, watch me shit in pain. You're gonna see it all, because the location of my toilet is right here in the middle of my living room. My friends and family might call me odd and strange, but I love my open plan toilet, and that'll never change. I get a sweet release for all to see. It's my open plan toilet. I'm as free as can be. Watch me shit and strain, watch me shit in pain. You're gonna see it all, because the location of my toilet is right here in the middle of my living room. My friends and family might call me odd and strange, but I love my open plan toilet, and that'll never change. I get a sweet release for all to see. It's my open plan toilet. I'm as free as can be.
Open plan toilets, everybody. How are you guys?
What a way to start the show.
What a way. We know Chille'S a fan of the open plan toilet. That was, obviously in honor of Chille.
Oh, Chille.
Poor little guy. How's everybody feeling? Tuesday night. We got a 2 for Tuesday here. Ram a dick bag.
Right.
2 from Jethro Tull coming right up. You want some Pruno Aniceto? You into the prison wine? Good stuff. I just watched a video about, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Chubby Emu, he's a doctor, and he reviews cases where people just eat stupid shit, and then they end up, the titles are always like, a man huffed paint thinner for 8 hours. This is what happened to his brain. Or, a man ate the one I watched recently was a guy in jail, and they make Pruno, which is prison wine, which is like they smuggle back like rinds and shit in their pockets, and then somebody filters it through a fucking sock and heats it under hot water and like mix it up in the toilet and shit. It's gross, right? But some prisoner who had been helping smuggle back the Pruno ingredients to the Pruno maker, he got really hungry one night and he ate like a 2-week-old baked potato he had stuffed somewhere in his cell. And anyway, Chubby Emu, Maria gets it. If you haven't ever checked out that channel, it's pretty entertaining.
$5 specific gravity, the dancing dragon. My open plan toilet is where I remove my dingle chilies.
Yes. Don't forget to wipe your DickBastro.
Thanks for the $5, sir.
Yeah. Well, Let's see. We've covered toilets and prison wine.
Prison wine.
What next?
And by the way, I have checked every day to make sure that everything's on the up and up inside the Clark County Jail. And there haven't been any assaults so if Chille brings up anything which we know he's not now, but he's full of crap. He's
a model citizen now, Ram.
Right. He is a model citizen now. He has converted.
Absolutely.
Right.
Found Jesus.
Yeah, and as we're going to see, we're going to cover actually 2 calls on one, and then the last call that he made.
It would be funny though if Chille got a hold of some Pruno in there and had another DMT style, revelation about his life.
Open plan toilet.
Yep. Making prison wine in his open plan toilet.
So let's not waste any time. Let's get into this because there's a lot of phone call to cover.
Sounds
what do you
good.
say? Let's do it.
I like it.
Let me get this going.
Let me get the wastebasket over here just in case I need to hurl.
Oh, why is it not picking it up? Oh, come on. Share screen. There we go.
Hey, Script Cat. What's up? Welcome.
Where did I see Script Cat at earlier? I was browsing around, checking stuff out. I saw Glover Mom and Script. Oh, I think maybe it's Skeptics. I swung by there to see what was going on. All right, here we go. Let's roll with this.
Do it.
Just make sure you let me know when you want to pause.
Today's April 14th, 2024. I have been incarcerated in the Clark County Detention Center unjustly and unwarranted. Even for a first-time offense, they put me in jail for 6 months. And this is my daily report. I'm going to give a little bit of information about myself and try to talk about some relevant topics for you as well. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep my voice and my attitude and my temperament up. There are some days that are good and some days that are hard. Today was one of those days that was just hard. It was just difficult. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but the first one and the foremost one is that I have not had a probiotic in a month. And there's a lot of studies going on right now that you guys can read
Try
about.
some Pruno, Chili.
Second brain. That if you don't balance your probiotics and prebiotics, it can affect your mood for the next day. I have not had a probiotic or prebiotic in a month. So I know that I'm going to go through some things and that my brain is going to be affected in certain ways. But that's not the worst of it, to be honest with you. The food in here is just a grade above dog food or just at dog food. And I've talked a little bit about this, but the last few days have been really, really low quality food. And so if you guys have ever seen the movie Blazing Saddles, there's an old movie that it used to be hilarious. I don't know if the new generation would find it funny, but it's pretty funny. If you're a Gen Xer or older, it's hilarious. And there's a scene in Blazing Saddles where they're sitting around a campfire and all these cowboys are camping out and they're all farting. It's whack, 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 whack. You can just hear them cracking like ducks. Well, the past couple days, the food has been so atrocious, so low grade, beans and hot dogs and powdered milk. It's, they don't even give you real milk. It's powdered milk.
You lying motherfucker.
People, 60, 70 people, however many men are in here. Literally, I read through the night. I read constantly. I'm reading Essays in Understanding Humanity, John Locke, A Letter on Tolerance by John Locke, Two Treaties of Government by John Locke. I'm reading Atlas Shrugged, and so I just read constantly now. I read constantly.
Yeah, CJ5. I've looked into it in depth. The food is pretty decent. He is lying. You notice he hasn't said any more about the peanut butter on bread stuff because it just didn't fly.
Yeah, if you were to look at the menu for the last 2 days, which you can, by the way.
Yep.
They post it.
Yep, every day.
I guarantee you won't find beans and hot dogs on there.
No, matter of fact, I've got, if we have time later, I have a little tour through the jail. That now, granted, they know that they're coming through there to look at it, so I'm sure that
Sure.
There's the cracks are a little cleaner than normal, but
I'm telling you, man, it's
no pun intended.
It's got to be like a military kitchen, man. There's certain standards that they just always are at. And also, fuck you, Chili, for dragging Mel Brooks into your fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no kidding.
And last night, throughout the night, because I was awake, it was just like every 4 or 5 seconds, you would just hear some dude blasting. It's the worst. You walking through clouds of awful, horrible smell. And what I don't understand is Nevada is one of these states that makes you work when you're in jail. You have to do labor. You have to do 8 hours of labor. I haven't experienced that yet, but I'm sure that it's coming. I don't understand why they can't get a better quality of food. It's the food is so low quality. The meat is always breaded or mixed with some uncooked rice or some overcooked noodles. It's not seasoned. It's just absolutely atrocious. And I just want you guys to
overcooked, undercooked bread. Come on.
understand. I don't know why today's been a hard day emotionally, spiritually. It's been tough for me today. I've been fighting through it. I know I got to fight through it, and I know that I'm here at least till July 10th on the appeal. I don't know if that judge is going to grant the appeal. Release date's August 4th. I can get some good time in June and July and probably get that to the middle of July. But I don't know. You know, at any minute they could come in here and torture cuff me and take me to the hole and say, oh, 60 more days before you can try to get good time. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know the food is really bad, and that if you're going to change somebody, you have to at least give them probiotics and prebiotics so their brain works okay, and I have not gotten any of those things. So, sorry for just sitting here and, whoa, is this experience? But, you know, and then the second thing that I want to talk about with you guys is please make sure that you don't end up in jail. Make sure that you plead the Fifth Amendment when you get pulled over. Use your cop card, use your trifold, or just use your own words. You don't have to have the cop card or the trifold. You just have to say, I plead the Fifth Amendment as you are filming. Don't end up in jail because you talked. You talked. Don't do it. Please don't do it. The guy in here who's in jail, he called the cops. Called the cops to him. And you want to know why? It doesn't matter. He called the cops arrested him, and now he's in jail. You just always want to plead the Fifth Amendment now and forever. And there's some things I got going on when I get out of here that are going to make it so much easier for you. So that even if you do go to jail, you got someone backing you. It's really cool the things that are going on. I'm sorry that it's on hold. Every day I think to myself, if I had pled the Fifth Amendment in court, if I had not talked in court, if I had just kept my mouth shut the whole time through court, you can't scream in the face of power and not think you're going to get blasted. And I did that. And I kick myself every day. Every day. There's not one day I don't shake my head and go, God, why'd you do that, man? Why'd you do that? You know, you think you say it about me. Poof. You couldn't even imagine how many times a day I kick myself and go, why'd you talk? Why'd you say anything? Why'd you say anything? You know, it's almost like there's another me standing outside of me saying, why did you talk in court? Why did you say anything to the bailiff? Why did you say anything to the judge? You should have not given any gestures. You should have said nothing. And I go through it every single day. And here's the thing. The guy at the vet next to me, he's talking to someone every day. I have no clue who it is, but he's having a full-on conversation every single day. There's 3 of them in here. 3 of them who are completely, utterly mad. Mad. Beyond the comprehension of sanity. And
mad, I
having
say.
a conversation with someone who is not there. There's no mental health facilities.
All right. Koala Squadron, $5. Chille'S new quad fold, 33% more lives for just $19.99. Yeah, the expansion model. That's funny.
In Nevada, and that's what has to happen. Change has got to happen, and it'll only happen at the legislative level. So when I get out of here, I will change my verbiage ever so slightly. I will be more of a politician.
Ever so slightly.
And I guarantee you, we don't stop. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, here's a guy that's talking about shutting up.
Right.
Yeah, Script Cat or somebody just said he never shuts up. That's right. I mean, who's he to preach that? Hey, Colin.
Gonna stop. I know today for me, man, a friend of mine sent me a couple $100, put it on my books, broke me down into tears. It was just so overwhelming that someone cares that they would. It's just so deep. It's so deep because it's not the pain. It's not the
so
hatred,
deep,
it's not
you
the
guys.
people gnashing their teeth at me. Those people don't affect me, dude. What does affect me is kindness and love and compassion in your letters. I got another 6 letters yesterday in the mail from people. You have to use the P.O. box. You can't use 330 South Casino. There's a P.O. box address. You can. I looked it up already, but
that gives me a good idea. Everybody ought to drop him a note. Don't you think? Don't you think everybody ought to drop him a line, telling him how much we're wishing well for him?
Yeah. It's possible, Betty Boop. I don't know. Will he have a breakdown? Good question.
Boy.
I don't know. I mean, he's Oh man, how would you know? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what gets me is your letters. Another 6 letters came in yesterday. Elizabeth, I got your letter. Casey, I got your letter. Brian, I got your letter. Not the Brian from your studio, another Brian. I got your letters. I read them. Thank you. Someone sent me a subscription to Epoch Times. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Apparently, you can send me a newspaper subscription. I would love the Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Sun. Apparently, I am allowed to get a newspaper subscription that you can send to me. I can't order it myself. I'm completely limited. But, yeah, and I got the Epoch Times. I read the whole thing. Whoever sent that to me, thank you. I've never read the Epoch Times. It was the first time I read it. But there was a lot of good information in there. And I was grateful. You know, it's you know, for the people who hate me, I don't give a shit. But the people who love me, man, you really affect me. You really hit me right in the heart. You do, man. Because you're in this place. You haven't had a probiotic or a prebiotic, so your brain's all effed up. And then I get a letter that says, Chille, I know you don't know me, but I'm writing you from Nebraska, and I want to tell you that I love you and I support you. You know, love, Brian. That was his entire letter. That was his whole letter that I got from Brian yesterday from Nebraska. That was the entire letter. Maybe I'm confusing. Was that from Nebraska or was that from? Oh, I can't remember. My brain's not working.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I have to be really careful what I say and do in here. I'm at the mercy of these people. They can hold me. They can cuff.
Doesn't he have a? So I'm guessing then his perfect recall, his photographic memory, is highly dependent on his probiotic intake. Then is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I mean, he made the comment that, and I think I made that comment to you earlier, that your stomach is your second brain.
Right. That's right. And we got to really get a violinist for these things.
Yeah, no kidding. See what I can find.
Me, they can strip search me. They can make you turn around and spread your butt cheeks anytime they want.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Texas with the Texas Mad Dog.
I'm learning how to be a politician, because if I do this wrong, I go to a real dungeon where you get no razor. You got to drink water out of a spout that barely drips out. Stainless steel toilet where there's no. On the back of it is your water. On the same place where you take a dump. It's just. Oof. You know, one of my friends made a joke. If I was you, I'd just go climb the chain link fence. That's not how it works. There's not a chain link fence here. There's a triple, quadruple brick wall with 100 men with guns and tasers between you and getting out of here. So there's no. They do a count every 4 or 5 times a day. They announce it over the intercom. You know, it's very, very strict here. Very strict. Today was worse than most days, but hopefully tomorrow the sun will come up in my heart and in my head. Maybe I'll get a letter from somebody, and I'll be like, you know what? Today's a better day than yesterday. Anyway, that's my daily report for April 14th, 2024. Please make sure you guys go by the website, get a trifold, get a cop card. Go to the website, get a trifold, get a cop card. Send your friend. If you already have one, send.
No, we're not going to do that, Chille.
Come on down to Crazy Chille's Trifold Warehouse. Yeah. Oh, man. So let's see. More lies about the food there.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I mean, we should check the menu, to be fair. But if you go and look at that menu in that jail, they post it for every day. And again, it's probably the same kind of food you get in the service. It's not fucking whatever, dude. I mean,
right.
Where do you think, again, where do you think you are, dude?
That's right. You are in jail.
Yeah. And he's still reading Atlas Shrugged. Great. Draco. And I'm really interested to hear if he makes it through Atlas Shrugged. First things first. And what else? He did do the butt cheeks talk. Yep, we got some butt cheeks talk. Texas Mad Dog, that was for you, buddy. And yeah, great. All over the map again.
Yeah, this phone call's better. Because,
Okay.
I think it is because it gets
Let's
more
dial it up. Do you want to play my little short?
Yeah,
between-
let me.
By the way, yeah, I got a wild hair, and and let me explain to you. This is the footage in this is from an actual 900 number that I was not aware of. I know they had a shit ton of, but just randomly in my feed the other day, a compilation of those 900 numbers popped up, and this was in them, and I thought, well, got to use this for something, but it's not doing too good. So if you guys at some point go over and watch it on my channel, I uploaded it real late last night. That may have had something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's pretty funny.
I think anybody that's probably over, say, 45 remembers they were really, really big in the 70s and 80s. The late night 900s, especially the
started in the 80s.
Yeah, the psychics and when I was a teenager, the big one was the Datelines, the 900 Datelines.
Yeah, and the party line and all that.
Party line.
I'd never heard of this one, but yeah, all the footage in it and the narration from the lady is from the actual commercial. So
that's cool.
Anyway, yeah.
Is it up? It's up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you cuff my wrist, and then when I go in to see the judge, they do a light shadow.
Hold on. Are we getting feedback? I mean, echo?
I'm not.
Okay.
Scoot it back to the beginning.
Just hold on. Just hold on. It's in my headphones. Hold on.
Gotcha.
Hold on.
Santa Claus and He-Man was in there, Chef. You had him in the UK too, Yvonne. You lost your virginity doing 900 number. Oh my God. You know, you can go back. Are you still having the noise? Okay. Maybe we want to hear that story. Specific gravity, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to take a vote on that. Yeah, Miss Cleo. And then of course somebody made those. Don't worry about it, Angel. It's not like you have to apologize.
Welcome, Sean. Good to have you aboard. All right, let's try this again.
Chain me with a chain of...
Nope, still happening. Where in the world is that coming from?
I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, just go ahead. Give me a second. I'm gonna figure this out.
Then the Miss Cleo soundboards, Colin, if you remember that, somebody made soundboards were popular for about 5 minutes there when you could still call people and make kind of crank calls like that. And people would call up as Miss Cleo. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the other one. Remember the Jerky Boys? Remember they were funny for like 5 minutes in the 90s somewhere there. Actually, the Jerky Boys were kind of funny. Playboy channel with squiggly lines on cable, Dave. I am that old. What? Yeah, it was a weird thing. You could either like on the knob, you know, TVs used to have knobs. If you could like position it in the right place, or some guys had those Radio Shack antennas and stuff that you could put it in just the right spot, and then like every 5 seconds you might get a glimpse of some fuzzy tits or something like that. Is that what you're talking about? I feel like we're on the same page there with that. Dionne Warwick, yeah, that was a weird one, Clover Mom. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad, kind of. I mean, I hate psychics. Blanket statement. I mean, they suck. So anybody who shills for that phony psychic shit it's kind of like, on the one hand, it's kind of like who would go to a psychic, but on the other, in the first place, but they're taking advantage of people in the worst like grieving stage of their life,
Bad. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Chain around my waist, they torture cuff my wrist, And then when I go in to see the judge, they put leg shackles on my ankles.
What makes people all over America break down and cry like this?
My name is Chille'S Castro. I'm an innocent man in the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself.
I don't belong here. I've never hurt anybody. I've never threatened anybody.
$2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call.
You have to be shackled like a freaking slave. The dungeon that I'm in right now was designed for black people. That's a simple fact.
1-900-9099-CRY.
This could be my last phone call because this is a very dangerous place.
Dickbag Patrol in color. There it is.
Right, there it is.
Yeah, that was funny. Nobody seems to really know what the actual function. Somebody who called one, the only proof of what it was somebody left a comment saying that they called one, and it was like a girl reading sad stories or something like that, which sounds about right because those things are. I mean, they're just a ripoff. Oh, by the way, there was a Corey Feldman and Corey Haim hotline too. Or Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman hotline.
Yep.
So
all right.
Did he answer questions live or was it over?
No. Oh, well, the one that was on that compilation that I had, it was him and Corey Haim. And you could call them and get their secret number. And so you'd call this one number and it would give you another number where you could listen to a private message from them or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't private at all. I mean, obviously they went in there coked out of their minds like once a week and, you know, recorded it in less than an hour. And then, God, they must have made bank off that.
Of course you did, Yvonne. Yeah, Yvonne said she remembers. They were supposed to be in bed, but they would sneak out and watch it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, let's get into this call.
Might as well.
Journalistic report daily that I do. This is not a third-party call. This is not a live stream. I'm just reporting back to the people who follow this channel, follow me on my journey here and our journey. And I have been incarcerated for filming a cop. I'm in jail for filming a cop. The cop said I was too close, called it obstruction. I went to court. Judge Ann Zimmerman decided to not only convict me, but then put me in jail for 6 months. So this is a call to action for Team DLZ. I have now retained Christopher Oram for my next trial for the second time I was arrested in Las Vegas, and it cost $10,000. But so far, I'm at $35,000 just to Christopher Oram and another $18,000 in other legal bills. So if you guys would please, I'm sorry to ask, but I'm absolutely rendered helpless here in jail. Please go back to GoFundMe, or easier if you just.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got a real problem with that. All right. Yeah, I got a real problem. This e-begging stuff. It's got to be drying up on him. The well has to be drying up on him. I just can't see. I just can't see where they're going to continue to keep funding this legal process, because like Patrick Darcy said, everything he just said was false. He didn't get, it wasn't for filming. It was for obstruction. It wasn't because the judge got PO'd. He was convicted rightfully. And that's what the appeal is going to be based on. And it's interesting because, and I'll break away to Pat Darcy here in a few minutes, because he hasn't been wrong yet. He has hit the nail on the head every time on where this is going to go as it moves forward. And he does say that Chille has a couple things working in his favor, but he shoots them down with his mouth by doing things like saying he's a trained MMA fighter, you know, because of the intent, you know. So it's interesting, but we'll get to it here in a minute. This phone call is much better than the last one. The last one's was just him whining about all the crap he keeps whining about. This is he's going to talk about. And I think that some of the other channels jumped out there and covered it today. Gets into what his aspirations are and what he's going to do in the future to change things, because he's a changed man.
Go to my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, which the editor will put on the screen now, or use the Zelle, which is sohigh90069 @gmail. Please, if you can, donate $5, $10, $15, $20. The website, elitelaws.com, is back up. We have trifolds and cop cards. Please make sure you have one. You want your if your family member doesn't have a trifold or cop card, please get one. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for your support. I didn't know this would be such a heavy financial burden, but if you listen to other videos that are out on YouTube, they've explained that this is an extraordinarily expensive process. I should have hired the best attorney money could buy from the very jump, but I didn't. I believed because it was on video and it was just filming a cop that there's no way I would be put in jail. I was wrong. I am the leader of a team of opposition against this system called Team DLZ, and they are not on our team. And Judge Zimmerman put me in jail to try to derail me, to try to derail this team, and we don't stop. Unfortunately, I'm here, but what it's done is there is a silver lining here. We all know that I had to.
Is that right, Salacious? Hold on here a minute. So Eli did put up a string about defending NORCAL. That would be interesting. I will say this. DICKBAG and I both have looked into Michael Eli and looked at his attributes and his military background. Well, he can't do much with his military background, but his dad was in Vietnam, and he does a lot of good things. But the downside to Eli is his stand on Chile and and then if he's defending somebody like, George KOSTAL, yeah, interesting. I'd love to see that. If you've got a link to it or something, drop it. Yeah, because I'm gonna watch this KOSTAL case pretty close. They're as close as they'll let me.
Adjust my verbiage to become electable into a government position, to enter bills into committee, to get them into legislation, to end the 23-hour-a-day lockdown, to get rid of the torture cuts. Eventually, I had to change the way I spoke, and we all knew it. And now,
yeah, Pat's Cats. DICKBAG's got a video he's working on. Hopefully it'll be out real soon on that subject. So can't wait.
When I get out of here, we're still going to have JBTP, of course. You guys know what that stands for, but we're going to save that for the JBTPs. Everybody else, I'm going to follow Robert Shapiro's lead. When he represented me 22 years ago and I beat those charges, he was polite.
Yeah, I'll go find it, Salacious. I really want to see it because one of the early videos I did was on NORCAL, and I haven't liked that guy from day one. And I always felt like there was more to him than just the Frauditor thing. He always seemed like a creep to me. And lo and behold, FT did a good job exposing him. And I was really excited to see that.
Kind to absolutely everybody in the court. I will persevere and I will push through and I will get out of here bigger, badder, and stronger than ever. 88 days. Put it on your calendar. 88 days till July 10th, till we then have the appeal in front of the Honorable Judge Leavitt. Judge Leavitt didn't hear my initial appeal. She just put a few words, appeal bond denied, hearing vacated. So, do I have a fair shot? I don't know. We're going to find out. We'll find out. But as I told you, I will treat the court with deference. The daily reports that I do here, I have the right to do journalistic endeavors and talk to journalists on the phone. The daily reports that I do here are for you guys and for me so that we can still stay connected. I miss calling out your name. Coke Dog, Alan Hub, Mikey, Greg, Gloria, I miss you. Pete Boyer, I miss you. Right Way Ministries, Deadhead 74, AMG Self. I missed all you guys. I missed everybody. And so many of you people, so many of you folks, I don't want to say your legal names on the kiosks that I see who have put money on my books, but I just want to say thank you. And I've received dozens and dozens of letters. Thank you so much for writing me. You don't understand. When I get that letter, I'm stuck in a bed for 18 hours. I read your letter 3, 4, 5 times. I read it and I read it again, and then I read it again, and I realize that I've affected your life so deeply, and that you have become a giant effect on my life. And that means we're still connecting. We're still Team DLZ. They can't stop us. And when I get out of here, I will be even more than I was before I came in, because I will slightly adjust the way I speak, and I will do more to get into government as quickly as I can, because only government can change government. And that's horrible, but that's the way it is. We need to change the state constitutions to strip the power from the judges. We need to make everybody held accountable to the rule of law. That's what has to happen. I have some ideas of some things that I can do legally for the system that has incarcerated me. I'm not going to say them right now, but there are legal actions I can take. Remember, I sit in a bed for 18, 19 hours a day. Literally, it's not even a bed, it's a metal sheet. But I sit there all day long, and I just think. And I do, and I have found some legal actions I can.
Yeah, metal bed. He over dramatizes everything. It's unreal. Scott Powell, Chile obviously going through probiotic withdrawal. Hopefully he doesn't negatively. Oh, where'd that go? Negatively his butt cheek spread. Oh, I got you. Yeah. The pre-probiotic withdrawal. PTW media. What's up? Chile has affected my life by giving me someone to laugh at. Yes, this is true. I'm going to break from this for a second and go over to real quick, because Pat Darcy, to refresh our memories on this, talks about, he's already made several comments about that he was arrested for filming. Now, Pat's talking about his appeal case moving forward. And we'll listen to him for a few minutes.
And that even delaying tactics could fall under physical conduct. So in other words, if you're passive aggressive, if your intent is to delay, then yeah, you'll still get busted. He put all the body cams together, and there it is right there. And bravo to him.
You good?
Don't engage in my driver.
Why'd they say that you were pulled over? Oh, I see.
Okay, back up.
What a
Back up. Not involved.
Oh, I see. Oh, gotcha.
You can tell me you need to stay away from my driver. Back up. Back up, or I'm going to detain you.
You're going to detain me how? In which way?
Get away from my car.
Actually, I'm standing right here. I'm at least 10 feet away, officer. I got to tell you, I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can do whatever you want, but just understand something. Your name will go on the law, sir. Mind your own fucking business.
Not your business.
Mind your own business. I'm a member of the press. Go get in your car and do your job, little doggy. Go feed her.
You're being detained right now.
Okay, then detain me. Oh, you're gonna detain a journalist? 2015, Rodriguez. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. Don't put your fucking hands on me.
I am gonna put my hands on
No, you're not.
you.
I gotta make sure you guys get my people on the phone. Oh, this is so you ended the stop, you dunce cap. Did you just end the stop? So that's a 2015
Come
case.
over here to my car.
No.
Come over here.
No.
I need additional.
Bring your supervisor, please. Bring your supervisor, please. Don't touch me. You don't get to put your hands on me. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. Listen, you're not. First get your supervisor out here. You're not just going to grab me and throw me on the ground.
This is Chile that he put together. If you notice, he edited out the part where he goes, that's the 2015 case, Rodriguez versus U.S. He cut out the last part of that because it doesn't apply. It does not apply to what he did. He allowed that traffic stop to end and go on. And that case is predicated upon holding a traffic stop to allow a dog to sniff the car. They're not related at all. So at least you got that out of there.
You've already released them. You've already released her. This is 2015 Rodriguez versus United States. I'll walk right in front of your car. Let's go.
There it is.
Sure, come on. Come on. Come on.
You need to set the phone down on the hood.
No. I'm a constitutional law scholar. You can't take away my phone. I'm now.
You're being detained. You're going to put hands on me.
No.
Come over here.
Why are you grabbing me?
Come over here.
Sure.
Come over here.
All right, I stopped it here because I'm not getting into the resisting arrest charge. I think he's not getting away from that one. To me, the wobbler, the one that's been on defense has been the obstruction charge. Because first of all, the language is shitty. I mean, the resisting arrest charge is also a shitty statute, but that one had a Supreme Court decision that upheld it. So, you know, I'm going to just focus on some things. I can't focus on everything. Not right now. Now let's go to this footage. What makes this?
What type of films do you make for your YouTube channel?
I only film police in their official capacity. I'm known across the country and across the world.
Approximately how many feet did you back up?
I backed up a foot or two. I was at least 10 feet away from that car.
Do you recall the officer telling you not to speak with the driver?
Yes,
And did you make any statements to the driver after that command was given?
absolutely not.
Yeah, that shows compliance.
Did the officer ever give you a specific distance to back up to?
No, he didn't.
This is what the appellate court's not going to look at. The only thing they're going to look at is like Pat said, they're going to be looking at the charges and whether there was compliance, non-compliance, so on and so forth. And that's what he gets into. And that's what's important. The appellate court's not going to try, well, like he says, they're not going to re-adjudicate it. And where Chile gets himself in trouble as this goes, and Patrick points it out, for every time he makes a step forward and he has a good point, he takes a couple steps back because he opens his mouth and says stupid things.
Oh yeah, he does. He can't not help it. I mean, that's what he did on the phone calls.
Exactly.
He goes in there with the specific intent to hoodwink people into thinking he's like, you know, going to be a good little boy. And then he just can't help but, you know, disparage the judge. You know,
and that's what I love about Patrick Darcy is the fact that he's giving Chile credit where credit is due on the case moving forward, but he's also pointing out why you're going to fail.
Yeah, Pat's just incredibly
he's smart,
impartial about it. He's not pro Chile or anti Chile. He's looking at the law and he's really
looking at it like he's an appellate judge. That's the way he's looking at it. Yeah. Something that's interesting, and I've said it before, something that Mark Stout said one time, and it stuck with me. Court is not, cases aren't determined on statutes anymore. It's all case law. And the thing about Darcy is he points out case law. He realized that you don't hear him. Well, he said, what did he say about the resisting arrest is a bullshit statute. You know, he doesn't, and he's probably right. It probably is a bullshit statute, but he always refers to case law. Always.
Yeah, I think his problem with it is the language in it. He doesn't like how it's worded, you know.
Right. That's what
too broad. Too broad. Go ahead.
That's what he said.
Yeah, too broadly interpreted. Yes, Sir Joe, he does have an upcoming trial while he's in jail. As I was saying, let's not forget May 1st. Chile hasn't mentioned that yet, I don't think. Maybe he did on a previous call. Colin says for $10, what effed him in the eyes of the judges when he said on his YouTube a few weeks before trial that he wanted to get arrested. He went there to provoke the cop. Yeah, well, I mean, however it's not hard to see what Chille's up to.
Right.
He thinks he's really clever and smart, but I mean, like, it does not take a genius to figure his game out. So however she determined it, I mean, he didn't do any favors to himself in court, that's for sure.
Oh, not at all.
Okay, that shows compliance for specific intent.
Did you believe you were complying with the officer's commands?
100%. I also informed him I'm a member of the press. I'm a constitutional law scholar. That this is what I do.
Since now we have to evaluate it by specific intent, for him to say, yeah, I definitely tried to comply. Okay, so that helps him a lot, because that gets him out of trouble. But when he says he's a constitutional law scholar, he's now putting himself in the class of lawyers. And lawyers are given an extra responsibility to know the law.
Yep.
He isn't a lawyer, and I think it's a dangerous title for him to swing around, especially while he's on the stand.
He decided to obtain me because he said I was obstructing, which, from my understanding, is a physical act where I would have to get in the way. He said that the driver deserves privacy.
Okay, so once again, no, obstructing. What he said is true, but it's not completely true. It's more than, and even the Wilson decision says that sometimes just delaying tactics can be non-physical acts. So when we talk about physical acts and fighting words, the physical acts include non-physical acts.
Intentionally swat any of the officers?
Absolutely not. He was giving me unlawful commands. I identified as a member of the press that the driver deserves privacy. I believe my First Amendment rights are not up for feelings. He said that he told me to back up. I backed up a little bit. Then he said, she deserves privacy. And then I told him to go get in your car, little doggy, and write your ticket.
Minds could differ on that one, because it could be just an insult. So I because of the high standard of proof here, I'm going to give him that one and not hold it against him.
Did you at any point attempt to hit any of the officers involved?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think that's his style. Even the cop admitted that. So
did you intentionally swat any of the officers?
Absolutely not. He was giving me unlawful commands.
That to me is the one that is going to be a very big problem for him. If the appellate court looks at it and says, constitutional law scholar deemed this to be an illegal command or an unlawful command, a legal decision, and that legal decision preempted in his mind the ability of the cop to have any command and control over the situation. So I'm always telling you, let your lawyers fight it out in the courtroom. You could make these arguments in the courtroom, but if you make them out on the street, the cop has the advantage. Unlawful commands could be one of the things that he says that gets him convicted.
I should not have been detained after identified as a member of the press. If he
That's what I'm telling you. That sounds willful.
ever reached a hand out towards me, I wrestle and teach MMA, and I have for 30 years. So it's just a natural reaction as I'm retreating from somebody. If I may have put my hand up, as he said, as he testified himself, I certainly am a law-abiding citizen. I don't break the law.
Now, it's never a good idea to start bringing in your character when you are testifying, because you start opening doors.
Yeah.
I thought he knew that. You never say, the question wasn't how great of a citizen you were. The question wasn't about you having an inadvertent martial arts reflex. You're adding too much filler. It would have been no. And we heard what the cop said. He said, I wasn't a threat. He said he wasn't afraid of me. And therefore the 21-foot rule makes no sense based on what he just said. Boom. Headshot. You stop.
I would not have tried.
And what's Chille's motto? We don't stop.
We don't stop.
Talking.
Angel Raven, thank you for the super sticker. And Glover Mom said nothing he did was something a journalist would do. That you're right on that. I think it was the Amagansett Press pepper spray up in Truckee, California.
Good night,
when
Sue
we-
Bear.
Good night, Sue Bear. Thank you. We got into looking at the journalist and the code of conduct, and they actually have a code of conduct for journalists. And I think I have that somewhere on my computer, which I might put on my community post just to remind everybody that journalists don't conduct themselves that way. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
would love to do a whole video on that that whole concept in general. Also, what Chile keeps saying about him being a constitutional law scholar.
Law scholar,
Do
right?
you, you know, there are that is an actual title like that people have, but those people are going to school, and there's actually a lot of major institutions that have yearly like conferences for actual constitutional law scholars. Pat Darcy is a constitutional law scholar. I mean, he's a First and Second Amendment guy. Like he can legitimately say that. The fact, I'm glad he said something about Chile, because a lot of us have been saying that for a long time. It's very, very sketchy to be fucking. And doesn't he say at some point during the trial on the stand that some guy just gave him that name? Anybody remember that off the top of your head?
That's what he claims. Of course, Colin would probably be able to answer that.
Well, I think he said something about it on like under oath. That's my point. It's like, I swear that this is the stupid way I started calling myself a constitutional law scholar. And journalists, you know, have any of these guys ever even read a book on journalism? Have they ever even fucking watched All the President's Men? You know what I mean? Do they even know what that is? And auditing is a legitimate profession, and there are places you could go to learn how to audit different systems. I mean, there's like an official fucking society of auditors too. You know, they're fucking professional people, and all these dipshits do is co-opt this stuff with no education, no training, no nothing. And you know, it's for some reason that, you know, we've decided to kind of put up with it in the name of, you know, everybody having rights, quote unquote. It falls under that umbrella, and these guys just take advantage of the fact. All right, I'm done. Sorry.
Officer under any circumstances.
All right, I believe that.
Is it possible that during the interaction there was inadvertent contact between you and the officer?
Sure, he decided to go hands-on with me.
Okay, I've talked about this before. This question used inadvertent contact, which is great because that means not willful. And remember, we're talking about willfulness as well. Willful physical conduct. But I think this gets beyond the obstruction, because if I remember correctly, by the time we got to the you and put hands on me, we were already past the detention, or we were already well into the detention phase for the obstruction. So I don't know. This to me might be for the resisting charge, but then you know what? These are shitty statutes. So never anything just fits into a neat bucket. But it looked to me like inadvertent was great. But then when Chile said he went hands on with me, well, now it sounds like a willful, you know, it sounds like a battle.
When he was giving me unlawful commands.
He repeats it again. It would show willfulness. If a constitutional law scholar thinks the cop doesn't have the right to do this, then what he's saying is I have the right to basically obstruct the cop. Think about how appellate courts will look at this. When you're in an appellate court, they are not here to decide who's telling the truth and who's lying unless it's absolutely conclusive. That's for the trier of fact. That's the judge's decision. But now, you know, you can certainly make surmise intent from comments.
And there's absolutely no reason for it. I was willing to comply with anything he asked within reason, because I don't want to have a fist.
Within reason. See, now that's someone making the decision for the cop, and that could be score one for obstruction, score one for resisting arrest. It is Friday. It's getting later in the afternoon, so let's have some jokes.
Okay.
Well, yep. Yeah, I don't know. He claims that he's been teaching at this wrestling place for 30 years or something. And
Can't validate it.
Yeah, I'd love to know which one exactly that is.
Yep. I've looked. I can't find anything. That doesn't mean it's not there, but I've given it quite an effort. All right, let's get back to his call.
Can take for this wrongful incarceration. It's not going to be exactly for the wrongful incarceration. It's for some other things that have happened through the process that I'm not going to say anything else. That's as far as I'm going to go on that. But I just want to connect with you guys, and I want you guys to stay here, keep connecting. I know that I think that Chuck P was
sending that money.
Account or a way for people to connect. Somebody on Team DLB, I wish I had set up a Discord account before I came in here, and I will when I get out. There's steps I'm going to take when I get out that I didn't take previously, and I'm sorry that I didn't. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because Zimmerman thinks that she's going to put me in jail, and I'm going to stop filming content. sorely mistaken. Now, I don't like Zimmerman. I have a right not to like her. I dislike her greatly. She literally married a cop, so she loves them. We do not see it the same.
Here we go again.
Yeah, I bet she fucking loves you, buddy.
Right.
I mean, I don't think she cares one way or the other about you, man.
There is a Lieutenant Zimmerman that's listed as an employee, but he's not married to her.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the paper.
The side of me that has changed is I understand that the legislation has to change. Yes, I can't stand the authoritarian JBTP who puts the torture cuffs on people, but the term "turn around and put your hands behind your back" that comes from legislation. That can be changed through legislation. That's the part that we have to change. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. No. It's going to be like this. Give me your left wrist. They're going to put a strap on it. They have
Koala Squadron. Yeah, if Chille is your lawyer, you better plead insanity. That's for sure. You want to read Colin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Colin, $5. It's a lie. All he does is goes and watches his young nephew wrestle weekly. Because of that, he claims he's a coach. Well, that sounds about right. All he does is watch things on YouTube, and he claims he's a constitutional law scholar.
That's right.
Why wouldn't watching his young nephew make him the coach of the Olympic wrestling team?
And isn't his nephew and isn't that really the only one in the family there that he has contact with?
His niece and nephew, apparently.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk to his sister, right?
Yeah, last I heard, which is the video that Colin there put up, it's a text from his sister Maria, where she basically tells him to go pound sand. Like, you can hang out with my kids if you want, but stay the fuck away from me, was essentially the gist of it.
That's the new system. Look into the camera. Good. We got facial recognition. Done. That's it. No longer are people going to be shackled. The moment I get into government and start writing bills and getting legislation done, the entire premise of "you are my prisoner."
So hang on a second, Ram. He's supposed to be, and by the way, we'll get to Michael Eline in a minute. I heard what you guys were saying about that, and I have some thoughts. Isn't he saying he's going to run for government? But in the letter that Michael submitted, he's saying he's sponsoring Chille for the LOS program, which is getting a law degree without going to law school. It's what Kim Kardashian is doing right now. I don't even know if she's going to finish it, but essentially you have to take all these CLEPS exams and go through it's like 2-year thing. And then you study with, then you're eligible for the mini bar. And then if you make it through that, then it's another 4 years. And these self-administered tests. It's a really long process, very obviously time consuming for the person. And then not only that, for the lawyer who's sponsoring you, because they have to review all these tests that you take. So how's he going to do that if he's running for office? I think that's a pretty good question.
It's a real good question. And while this is playing, I'll pop up a couple other things that will keep him from running keep him from running for office.
That we have to be put in torture cuffs for a cop to feel safe. Maybe, just maybe, we should not have this system the way it is now. Maybe, just maybe, in a digital era, you no longer have to turn around and put your hands behind your back. That is absolutely preposterous in 2024 when there's an air tag that you can be put on, there's facial recognition, and there's a camera on almost every single house, building, or business in America. You are not getting away. This idea that you have to be shackled like a freaking slave from the 1850 fugitive slave contract is ridiculous. It is beyond the pale of stupid.
Here comes my favorite part. I was just saying, this is my favorite part. My favorite part of the
Sorry to say it, but that's a simple fact. North Carolina didn't have a single jail.
Can you go back? Go back a second. Sorry about that. I was talking over it. My favorite part of the call.
Beyond the pale of stupid. This is an old idea. The dungeon that I'm in right now was designed for black people. I'm sorry to say it, but that's a simple fact. North Carolina didn't have a single jail or prison until, guess when? 1865 with the 13th Amendment that said if you got arrested, you would then become a slave again. And then North Carolina started building their prisons. That's what I'm talking about. The system here was designed for black people to enforce black codes to keep the black man down. And now this place is packed with blacks, but there's tons of whites, tons of Mexicans, there's Asians in here, there's all of us are in here now. This system was designed on the back of racism. And I don't like that. You guys know how conservative the conservative streaks I have in me, for sure. You guys know I'm a big Second Amendment guy. And oh, by the way, my Second Amendment is not going to be stripped. This is a misdemeanor conviction that we will get overturned. So here's the process and why I'm asking you to donate to the GoFundMe.
Or of course. And why is he not on TikTok anymore?
Even if that were true, Chille, what does that have to do with you? What does any of it have to do with you? I mean, is he I assume he's saying because it was created for black people, which calling horseshit on that.
I am
too. So what? I mean, what I'm not following his point.
No, once again, just because he can't shut up, all he's doing is just making himself. He just digs himself.
It's just mental diarrhea.
It is. Somebody made a mention a while ago something about that. It's ridiculous. And what I'm putting up here is the handwritten statement on his protective order, where he went absolutely ballistic. This is what'll keep him from being a politician. You want to have your closet doors open? Run for office.
She's by the way, Casey Blytheway. She's now Casey Montoya. She's a huge
news. She's with Fox 5.
Reporter. KTLA, I think.
Reporter. Fox 5, KTLA. She's weather. She does the weather there.
Yeah.
So I mean, and this is a handwritten assault. So he won't last 5 minutes in the political arena because of all of this, everything that we showed last week. So I don't know why.
I think in this call he's about to say, "I've never hurt anybody. Or one of the calls he says that. I've never hurt anybody. I've never."
He says it all the time. Says it all the time.
Shut them or PayPal, because the next step is to appeal to the same judge who wouldn't hear the appeal bond. And so then that happens July 10th. If she denies it, then my release date is August 4th. I can do some good time here, probably get her out around July 15th, July 17th, somewhere in there, as soon as I get a couple classes in. But then the next step is another appeal to the Nevada State Supreme Court. And then the step after that is to appeal to the federal court. And then the step after that is to appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Because I am a journalist who was arrested and now I'm living in a frickin' dungeon. This is preposterous, beyond the pale. We cannot let it go. We cannot stop. We cannot back down. We cannot allow.
And he makes it sound like because he is a self-proclaimed journalist, that's why he's there. Duh. What are we forgetting here? What are we forgetting here?
Anybody, not just me, because I'm Chille de Castro. It's not about just me. It's about anybody who's going to be convicted of obstructing for filming a cop after he announces, "I am here to film you. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I invoke my right to be the press," and they still put me in jail. This case has to be appealed next. I don't know if the Honorable Judge Levitt is going to hear the case on July 10th, hear the appeal, and say, "You know what, you're right. This is a First Amendment issue, and I'm going to grant him appeal." We don't know if she's going to do that. And if she doesn't do that, then we appeal to the Nevada State Supreme Court. And if they don't do it right, then we appeal to the United States Supreme Court. We apply for certiorari. I think there's a federal court we go to before we go to the Supreme Court. I'm not quite sure. I think we go Nevada State Supreme Court, and then we go to the federal.
Oh, wait a minute. He's a constitutional law scholar, and he doesn't understand the process?
Yeah, he doesn't know. Yeah.
Court, and then we go to the United States Supreme Court. I think that's the process, but those are the processes, and each and every one of them costs more money. For you to get justice, for your rights to be upheld in this country, you have to crowdsource from thousands and thousands of people. And if you don't, your case dies. And then all of a sudden, it's okay for cops to arrest people for filming cops in Nevada. And we cannot let that stand. It cannot stand. And it just makes me grit my teeth, and I feel the rage. I feel the, And I'll tell you what, the moment these jail doors open and they let me out, I'm going to leave behind all this aggression, all this rage, all this.
I doubt that,
Jailhouse doors, so this place doesn't own me. I'm going to wipe it off my heels, and then I'm going to move forward with the appeals process. And I hope and I pray that the Honorable Judge Levitt takes a look at the actual evidence and says, "Holy cow, this is wrong." Let him out of jail. He gets to appeal the case, and then we appeal to the Nevada State Supreme Court. And I hope that the Nevada State Supreme Court.
I hope and pray that he continues to make daily updated phone calls for his entire incarceration, because this is gold. It's just gold. Oh my God.
Supreme Court says, this is ridiculous.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, let's not forget May 1st.
Yep, May 1st. That's right. It's coming up real soon.
He backed up 6 feet. He was here at this timestamp. He was here at that timestamp.
You have 1 minute left.
And then I had to walk 35 feet to that copper's car. He had to follow me to his car 35 feet because I was following his orders that were unlawful because I was not obstructing him. So this is a call to action. Please go to that PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, go to the GoFundMe, and please donate $5, $10, $15, $20. I would list off some names here, but I'm just not going to say people's names out loud right now. I don't have that list in front of me, and when I get out, I will. I'll sit there and I'll thank every one of you. I want you to continue to spread the message. OTVO. Put in the chat right now. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. And then every time you see someone write qualified immunity, you correct them and you tell them it's not qualified immunity.
Put it in the
Terry
chat.
versus Ohio. That's what we have to focus on. I'm in jail right now because the cop went on the stand and said he felt unsafe when I was filming him. And now I'm in jail. Officer safety is trumping our Constitution.
Yeah, I saw that, Betty Boop. It dropped. It was up there, and then all of a sudden it dropped to 2, and then 3, and now it's back up to 15. That's YouTube's does weird things. Notifications have been a mess too.
Liz, also we have the Good Springs thing 1 week, which was the U-turn that he did the day before Thanksgiving.
That's right. Yeah, that's that's a minute.
I wish they had I think it's just a moving violation, but so let's not forget it.
But it isn't.
I wish that they had gotten him for obstruction there, too.
Constitutional right. You can never stop on it. Doesn't matter what happens to me. I pray to God I get out of here. Please send your hopes and prayers and thoughts and all the good energy you can my way. But we cannot stop. Don't stop. Won't stop.
No,
Can't
don't.
stop.
Please.
If you do, you're dead. You've given up. Are you going to give up? Are you going to stop? Because I'm not going to stop. I'm still going. Matter of
Yeah, Angel, hit that like button. See that it got back up. It's back up where it should be, because it was at like 76 when it dropped down to 2. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. I can look in the chat and see that there was more than that.
Later, specific gravity.
800 of my new favorite book.
Later on.
Atlas Shrugged.
Appreciate
That's the name
you.
of my new favorite book. It's 1,100 pages. I'm about to finish it.
Dick.
I'll finish it in the next 24, 48 hours. And you know what happens in the book? The prime movers, the people who move the world, the people who educate, the people who teach, the people.
Now let's see. Colin says another 108 days. Put it in the chat, y'all. Yeah, he's I've watched that video. The only thing about that video is it stops as soon as they put hands on him. I'd love to see the body cam, and I know we're not going to see it until after the case goes to trial. But I can't wait to see that body cam. And usually he becomes a lot more submissive once his mouth just never stops.
People who lead, they start quitting their jobs. They start quitting their jobs because the world gets too hard. They start quitting. They start giving up. And is that what you're going to be? You can't be us. We cannot quit. We cannot stop. We can never, ever stop.
Who's going to give me money if you quit?
Don't do it on my behalf. That's for damn sure. And if this is the last.
Yeah, and it's got to be drying up. There's just no way. I go over to his channel and I look and see what kind of views he's getting and stuff.
Yeah.
Unless he's just got some big backers. Like
well, how much is he's this is GoFundMe's, nobody's auditing them, so who knows what he's using that for, and how much are they up to? I mean, I imagine most of them are legal fees right now, and I don't think he pays rent anywher.
Yeah, the other day one was at 15 and I think the other was 17, but I haven't looked at it in a couple of days.
Crazy.
Another 180 days.
Recording you ever hear of me because something untold happens to me in this dungeon, then you pick up the mantle, someone pick up the flame of where I have fallen and run to. They're going to have to lock me down any minute now. I'm going to have to get off this phone. But listen, there's somebody impersonating me online using my voice for AI. Please go there and report the videos as impersonation. That is not my voice. Somebody is using artificial intelligence for my voice and then trying to sell my products. Report the videos, report the store. That is not their products. Those products are trademarked. So listen to me. We don't stop.
Wait a minute.
Is that you, Colin? Do you have your own AI chili now, buddy?
Hello, shout out to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, free enterprise, man. I can buy a case of those and turn around and sell them if I want to. Can't do anything about it, right?
I don't know.
No, I don't think I could manufacture them from scratch if he's got it trademarked. But does he have them trademarked?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of
probably not.
That's kind of going out there for Colin because he probably would be the one that would know.
I mean, he can't really trademark it because it's just public information. But yeah, that costs money. Kisker's right. Yeah, no, I thought he was trying to get some things trademarked. In fact, I'm sure he is.
Thank you, Yvonne. Of course it should go to DICKBAG and Ram. Of course.
Yeah, Colin, because if he did, that could be considered violating the protection order, right? If he did it. But now what I can't do, I'll tell you, is like make AI chili t-shirts or something like that. Because even though, I mean, I maybe could get away with it. I don't know, but I don't want to chance it because I don't think you can, though, because if I sell a shirt with a cartoon Kim Kardashian on it, she still has likeness rights. And even though it's a cartoon I drew of her, you could say it's parody. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you're talking a little different. Trademark's a little different than copyright. So yeah.
Yeah. Now I don't know if I did a political cartoon featuring public figure, and Chille's admitted he's a public figure. So thanks for that. Appreciate that, buddy.
Right.
Then and I sold like a political cartoon, like who'd want that? But I'm just saying I'd probably be protected by, parody and satire law, but the exception that is. But I think if I just tried to sell AI Chille t-shirts, that would not be a good idea. Know what I'm saying?
Fine, okay. They're going to lock me down to a bed for the next 20 hours. I'm not going to be able to get out of it until tomorrow. You understand that? I need you to keep going. I need you to keep going. Be my flame. Let me know that the flame has not died. Put 1,000 comments on this video. Do not stop. Go by my GoFundMe, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Send me another $5 or $10. The appeal process is not going to stop until we get to the Supreme Court. We don't stop. Put it in the chat. We don't stop. Ever.
Asking for money.
Ever stop.
Yeah.
If you stop, you're going to let me down.
The master
I need you
grifter.
now more than ever. I need you now more than ever. Please. Be my
Wow.
legs, be my arms, be my heart, be my eyes, be my soul. I love you all. I have to hang up now. They're going to put me in the hole. I'll see you soon. Later, gators.
They're gonna put me in the hole. Yeah, right. He says that every call, you know. Where is that?
Oh
DP?
shit, I was muted.
You're
I was
muted.
muted. Yeah, sorry. You guys missed all my hilarious remarks.
Well,
And now I forgot what they were. So oh well. Sir Joe put a broccoli rubber band around that t-shirt. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. He don't stop asking you for your money. You guys can't stop, because if you guys stop working, whose wallet am I gonna pick so that I can do whatever it is I'm doing? Chille's copyright suit failed against Kate, Josh, and YouTube because he never registered his copyright, which is a requirement before suing for copyright. Yeah. Go figure. What's this guy? Who's this Momo we're looking at?
That's NORCAL.
Ew.
That is George.
So yeah, Michael Eline, if you're listening.
So
this is one of the
Frauditor troll exposed his yeah. I'll just say Chomo. I mean, you gotta be careful.
He's a
for
diddler.
YouTube. What was diddler. I did 3 videos on him about 8-9 months ago, and the guy really is a creep. I mean, I even pointed it out in the videos. Really couldn't put your finger on it, but you could just tell that there was something not right. But anyway, he got the living snot knocked out of him in the library. I think everybody saw that video. And his running partner,
the mouth breather.
Yeah, Antioch. He hasn't posted much on his channel at all. It's almost like he ran with him. I've got it on video, and I don't think I'm gonna, unless he
knows he's gonna be looked at next, man, because they start asking questions like "Who's your buddies?" when they catch these guys, you know. And who knows? Maybe this guy knows something. He'll try and throw that guy under the bus.
And man, he was really mouthy too. Vigil Antioch was. He was really mouthy throughout that whole deal.
Yes, Carrie, that's the one that eventually, after he got his face pounded in, pepper sprayed him like they all do. because they're cowards.
Because they're cowards. That's right. You can't fight
Yeah.
like a man.
Yeah. Antioch called this guy a hero after the guy got sprayed.
So I'm at his
hero.
I'm at his channel right now, and he has not released. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 videos in the last 10 days, and not a one of them has anything to do with what happened there.
Well, that's interesting, Tonto.
Yeah,
Look into that, man.
because I wanted to see his perspective on it. Maybe he's editing one. I don't know, but he was, the way he was running his mouth, I sure thought he couldn't wait to get home and post a video.
And NORCAL's channel is gone,
completely deleted, and not by YouTube. It was looked into. You know, he deleted it himself. So he probably has a sock account. He's probably got another, or he's going to create one. I can't see him staying away. He had 400 and some videos.
yeah. So Michael Eline, who I am making a video on right now, like I said, he's a smart guy. So that's another question for the video is, why are you having this guy's partner on to talk about how he was done so wrong when we know what he's about? Doesn't seem like a stance you want to take defending a guy like this. But again, these are just questions for you.
Yeah, Michael, haven't you invited him to come on panel, or did you not?
No, he asked me, but I got to reply to him. Actually, I don't think I ever replied to him, but he's probably gonna wait till my video comes out first. I mean, I'm very fair in the video, but this is a development.
No, we went over it the other night. We went and looked at his channel. I mean, the guy, when you Google him, there's 4 or 5 Google pages of, and a lot of it's good stuff. A lot of it.
Yeah, let me say it. I mean, there's he's definitely got some achievements, man.
I came across a magazine I wasn't aware of called Leatherneck. Apparently, it's a marine magazine, and I got enthralled in it. I sat and read for a couple hours after DICKBAG and I got done talking. Just
the reason you were reading it was because he had an article in there, so that's pretty big time. It's good stuff, but like I said, like it's this doesn't seem to be a good guy to want to back up.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Of course, it comes up in all the time is how many of these frauditors have a history like this. And I firmly believe that most all these frauditors have some type of a criminal element to them, and that's why they do this in the first place.
Well, yeah, they have a beef against law enforcement. Chille is not doing this because he is so passionate about the Constitution. He's mad at the cops because they busted him for manufacturing drugs, and he's
dude, it started from the time he was 16 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a long history of bad driving too.
Yeah, I mean, from 16 to 20 years old, what, 13, 14 traffic violations. He 19, he still didn't have a driver's license.
Yeah, yeah, that whole list of his just driving offenses and stuff.
It's just crazy.
Is going to look really bad for him when the attorney for the guy that he's currently involved in that negligent driving lawsuit has a gander at it. I mean, that looks to me like not only that, the hundreds of video or over 100 videos that are still on his channel of him distracted driving. That won't look good in court.
No. Who did that? Who did hundreds of videos? Who was it did that?
Did what?
Who was it that did the hundreds of videos distracted driving? What was that guy's name?
Chille?
DICKBAG Patrol?
I made videos about it, but
I'm joking.
I don't think they're gonna play my videos in court. But I mean, you could still go to his page and see.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Still up there with ads on them.
Yeah. With ads on.
Oh, you mean if they did play one of them in court?
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I'm thinking my videos aren't really court material, but I mean, I make good points, but I think there's probably too much absurdity and sarcasm to be useful. But I get my point across.
This is true.
Right. Well, gang, probably gonna need to duck out soon. Colin, I'll get back with you about what we emailed about. And set that up. It's a drug deal. You guys don't pay any attention to it. Actually, it's illegal. It's a trifold exchange is what we're doing.
Trifold.
Yeah. The trifold. Yeah, I'm wondering if Chille will actually get through Atlas Shrugged. I don't know if 3 months is enough for that book. Or 6 months, rather. Silly me. Giving him time off for being an idiot. What are we looking at here? Oh, yeah.
I'm just popping them up as I've got them in file.
Yeah, he's got a long list. Again, the public documents.
Yep.
Go there.
They're
subscribe to Patrick.
They're all on my they're all on my community tab. Every one of them.
Yeah. And again, I have a
or you can go to public documents.
No, don't do that. And or go to public storage.
Yeah.
And get your DD-214 out. So
there it is, right there. 1990. That's when it all started.
Yeah, that's when they start. Yeah. There's a few negligent driving. Almost all of them are guilty. I don't know how he got off. He just squeaks through a lot of these things. He's lucky.
Well, some of them were dismissed, but it was because he took a plea on something else. I mean, that's pretty, especially in traffic tickets.
Yeah, it's a pretty gnarly history of just the traffic stuff. But anyway, all right, gang.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all out there. I appreciate everybody for stopping by.
Yeah, we'll probably do a live over on my channel on Thursday.
Let's do that.
It seemed to work out a little better than Friday for me, but Thursday we'll do one.
Let's do that.
And let's do it. I'm sure we'll have some more phone calls.
I want to do a little more looking into this NORCAL thing and find out what's going on that.
Yeah. Better you than me, buddy. That's gnarly shit, dude. That's the one thing that just I don't have one iota of patience for. That kind of perviness, man.
That's why I got out of law enforcement. That was the very last thing that got me in trouble.
I'm sure. Take a swing at somebody?
That wasn't very nice to him.
Yeah, well, I don't blame anybody for anything they do to one of those type of people. Sick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and law scholars all across the world.
Yeah. And I got them have that video about Michael next day or two also.
Yeah, well, you got Thursday night, hopefully, right?
Yep. Have it by then. I'm sure
Fine.
Michael will drop by the chat after he sees it. Sure, he will be compelled.
Yeah, he was probably hanging out tonight.
Bye, Carrie. Good to see you too. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. All right. So long, suckers.
Diamond Dave, Dr. Nimrod, Mag D5. I saw Mag D5 came in early tonight and then checked back out. Linda, thank you, darling. Appreciate you being here as always. Griffey, Jason, Sherry, thank you.
Oh, shit, Spider-Man was
Kisker.
here. I didn't even know. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And Yvonne, of course, thank you for staying up late. It's going on morning time for her. Angel Raber.
Mad Dog. You got your butt cheek spreading fixed for the night, I hope.
And Betty Boop, who stays up on everything. Good comments.
Yeah, and Liz. Good to see you too, Liz.
Yes, Liz.
Yvonne.
Love seeing the comments in the videos. Boy, they really his supporters really came hard on that community post one. But that's good. It's good for my channel.
You mean they came over and hassled you?
Yeah. Just saying stupid things. I mean, everything from the cop being married to the judge and all that. I mean, stupid stuff. Just Sergio.
Yeah.
And Colin, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. You're always great help.
And Linda. And Angel. And
Andrew Mays, Vince. Trying to go through and might not miss anybody. Ironton Auditor was in here. I missed that. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, Terry, sorry, buddy. And
yeah,
Kisker.
sorry about that, dude.
Maybe Kisker, maybe Chili could start a GoFundMe for the, what is it, $500 or something else? We bet you. Yeah.
I said I'll get the post office box Chili's address and put it in my community tab in case somebody wants to drop him a little letter.
Somebody said they were just going to send him one that said ha 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 ha,
or send a blank one.
Hey, Glober Mom, thanks. Or we could send him like a Zodiac style like cryptogram.
There's Glober Mom's channel. Check out Glober Mom's channel. Good stuff. Always appreciate being here.
Oh, sorry, Matt, but you what did you miss? Everything, I'm afraid. But hey, just go back to the beginning and start from there, buddy.
Hey, there you
go. Glad you made it anyway.
Leave it up.
Yeah, it was fun times, guys. Appreciate you. And yeah.
All right. That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all I got too. Liz, Sir Joe, Spider-Man, Mag D5, Kisker, thank you. Appreciate you. Linda, thanks for being here and taking care of the chat. And Diamond Dave, I saw you.
Hey, that's actually a good idea, Liz. Send him Brendan copies of facts that he screws up so he might learn to source info. Yeah. I guess I wonder if he would even pay attention to it.
All right. That's it.
Something tells me no.
No. It's time to sign off. Until next time, DICKBAG says what?
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Team Skeptic. Yeah. Yep. He's supported the channel. I really appreciate it. That's cool. Thanks for being here.
Well, is Skeptic here?
No, he said basically he's here because of Skeptic. So appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah, appreciate that. He don't keep up with him as much because he spends more time in the trial thing. But it was good to see him come back over and get his 2 cents in on Chile because he's always had the red ass for Chile.
Yeah, I do not have your rent, Joe and Tonto. You can't send him anything that's thicker than a piece of paper, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw that, Glover Mom. We had already, of course, we go 8 o'clock Tuesday night, no matter what. And It just is what it is.
Oh.
But I did
Got you.
notice a few people got on over here, so I appreciate that.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, guys. For reals.
For reals.
So long.
Send chili
suckers.
trifle to the actual facts printed on them. That's right, Dr. Nimrod. All right, till next time.
So
I'm
long, suckers.
Ram. I'll be gone. He's DICKBAG.
So long.